Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Ryan Gable, and I have the privilege of serving as the Montgomery County Constable of Precinct 3. Today, I'm proud to stand before you and announce the successful completion of a major human trafficking and child exploitation operation that has been months in the making, and it's called Operation Offside. Back in October of 2025, our Human Trafficking Division began preparing for the increased risks associated with the 2026 FIFA World Cup. We knew large international events attract visitors from around the world, but unfortunately, they also attract criminals who exploit vulnerable people for profit. So we got to work. For months, our investigators met with our local, state, federal, and nonprofit partners. We shared intelligence, we built operational plans, we coordinated resources and put teams together, and when June arrived, we put the plan into action. Throughout the month, undercover teams worked across our region, identifying traffickers, child predators, and those seeking to purchase or exploit human beings. Today, I'm pleased to tell you that those efforts made a real impact. With a combined effort of our law enforcement partners, this operation resulted in the arrest of 61 offenders. The arrests yielded 79 criminal charges filed by our department, the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, and the Department of Public Safety with the guidance of the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office and assistance from all the other agencies working with us, and a lot of them standing with me today. Thank you all for being here. Most importantly, 28 victims of human trafficking safely recovered and connected with organizations that can provide the care, protection, and support they deserve. Now, those numbers matter, but behind every number is a real person, a child who was exploited, a victim who was manipulated, a family whose life has been turned upside down. Those are the people we fight for every single day. Of the 28 victims rescued, all had been trafficked from locations across the United States, including the East Coast, the Midwest, and other southern states. Within Texas, investigators determined that several victims were trafficked to the Woodlands area from San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, and Corpus Christi. Among the 61 offenders arrested, multiple subjects were found to have an immigration and customs enforcement hold placed on their jail booking status. These offenders were identified as foreign nationals from Nigeria, India, Middle Eastern countries, Mexico, and South American countries, in addition with one offender traveling from the state of Louisiana. But our work isn't finished. Several investigations remain active. In some cases, we've identified suspects who couldn't be taken into custody during the operation. Those cases are still moving forward, and our investigators are continuing to build them. If you're one of those individuals, our message is simple: we're coming for you. Human trafficking and child exploitation are some of the most serious crimes we investigate. We have absolutely zero tolerance for anyone who profits from abusing another human being. If you exploit children, if you traffic people, if you believe you can operate in Montgomery County without being noticed, you're wrong. We're going to identify you, we're going to investigate you, and we will arrest you. And we'll work with our prosecutors to hold you accountable. I also want to recognize something that's incredibly important. Operations like this don't happen because of one agency. I'm extremely grateful to the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, the Montgomery County Precincts 1, 2, and 4 Constables' offices, the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office, the Conroe Police Department, the Texas Department of Public Safety, the Montgomery Police Department, the Harris County Constable's Office Precinct 3, the Grimes County Sheriff's Office, the Madison County Sheriff's Office, Homeland Security Investigations, and every nonprofit organization that stood beside us throughout this operation. That includes our rescue, the Human Trafficking Institute, BCFS Health and Human Services, Hands of Justice, the Montgomery County Women's Center, Yes to Youth, Angel Reach, the YMCA, the Landing, Interfaith of the Woodlands, the Salvation Army, and Harvest Kitchen. I would also like to thank the Woodlands Township Board of Directors for always standing with our agency and supporting our efforts. Your partnership made this operation possible. To every investigator, deputy, officer, analyst, prosecutor, victim advocate, and volunteer who worked countless hours behind the scenes, thank you. Today the public gets to see these numbers. I got to see the long nights, the surveillance, the undercover work, the interviews, the search warrants, and the commitment every one of you brought to this mission. You should be proud of what you've accomplished. Finally, I want to speak directly to the citizens of Montgomery County. Your safety is our priority. Protecting your children is our priority. Standing up for victims is our priority. My office will continue investing the time, personnel, and resources necessary to combat human trafficking and child exploitation wherever they exist. We will continue building partnerships, we will continue rescuing victims, and we will continue holding offenders accountable, because that's what this community expects from us, and that's exactly what we're going to deliver. Thank you for your time. The public sees to At this time, I would like to introduce Captain John Schmidt with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office to speak, and District Attorney Mike Hawley. John?
Thank you, Constable.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is John Schmidt. I'm a captain over the Criminal Investigations Division at the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. I just want to reiterate a couple of things that the Constable said. First of all, I would like to thank all of our partners with this operation on behalf of the Sheriff, Wesley Doolittle. This was a large operation. Clearly, from what the Constable said, there's numerous agencies involved with this. So again, on behalf of the Sheriff, thank you all. Also, this is a global problem. Human trafficking is a global problem, and we want to thank everybody that is involved with this. There's not enough attention that can be put on this problem globally, and so here in Montgomery County, we at the Sheriff's Office have an organized crime unit that is investigating these type of investigations regularly. We have proactive operations in place regularly that we do operations here. So on top of this operation, I want to reassure the community that these operations are ongoing in this county, not only with the Sheriff's Office, but with other organizations, so with our federal and state partners. So with that being said, I'd like to refer to the DA's office, Mike Hawley.
Thank you. There are some crimes that cannot be conquered. They can only be relentlessly combated. And the market for commercial sex exists because there are people who are determined to buy it. And we understand that reality. All of us do. And just as those folks are committed to breaking the law, we are committed to holding them accountable. The exploitation surrounding this conduct is real. Sometimes it involves trafficking. Sometimes it involves coercion. Sometimes it involves vulnerable people being exploited in other ways. And these cases are rarely simple, but complexity is never an excuse for inaction. What law enforcement has accomplished here is more than a series of arrests. They have pushed back against a particular kind of darkness. And they sent a clear message to anyone thinking about committing these offenses in Montgomery County. This is what I'm here to say, this statement. That if you come here looking to buy sex, you will expect to meet law enforcement. I'm going to say that again. If you come here looking to buy sex, expect to meet law enforcement instead. That's what we're trying to say today. I want to make 3 brief points. First, as has been said, these cases are not solved by one agency. You can see here and actually behind the cameras a lot of folks working together. It requires law enforcement, it requires my prosecutors, and it requires our community partners who are so critical to this effort. We are a team of teams, and this operation is what that looks like in practice. I do want to take just a moment to recognize another select group, the digital forensic experts, both with our law enforcement officers and my office. So much of these cases are in our phones and in devices, and that work is hard and is indispensable, and they do a great job. They've helped us get here. Second thing, and I need to say this, that every person arrested is presumed innocent unless and until they're proven guilty. My responsibility as the district attorney is not to obtain convictions, but rather it is to clear the innocent and hold the guilty accountable, and both of those things matter a great deal. So we're going to evaluate these cases. We'll do it fairly, we'll do it deliberately and professionally, but where evidence proves guilt, we will hold these people accountable in each individual case. Third, I am so grateful to be in a community where law enforcement agencies are willing to be proactive. I see this often when I talk to folks in my county, that they get concerned about the number of arrests for particular kind of offenses. And the answer for that is simple, that these crimes don't happen more often here. We just go looking for them. And that's important to understand. Whether it's online solicitation of a minor, which Constable Gable and his agency, and in fact, all our constables are leaders in that area, or in impaired driving with our sheriff's office who will put on operations, or operations like this, law enforcement in Montgomery County refuse to wait for the call to come. We don't simply respond to crime here, we hunt it. That's what these men and women do. They hunt it, they find the folks that are trying to do wrong, and we hold them accountable. And that's one of the reasons why Montgomery County is such a safe place to live in. And I'm glad for that and I hope you are too. I begin by saying that this crime cannot be conquered, it can only be combated. That is true. But every arrest, as the constable said, protects the potential victim. And every prosecution raises the cost of committing these offenses. And every operation like this reminds would-be offenders that Montgomery County is not an easy place to commit crime, and never will be, as long as we're here. So we cannot eliminate evil overnight, but we can make it increasingly unwelcome here. And that's what we've done here, and that's what we will continue to do. I want to thank again the constable and his agency for taking the lead on this. Your leadership in this community has made all the difference. I will return it to the constable.
Thank you all, each and every one of you, for being here to do this with us today. It was such a large-scaled, great operation that netted so many criminals coming here to do harm here in Montgomery County. If you have any specific questions, I would like to defer those questions to Captain Adam Acosta, as he was directly related to being on scene during the entire operation. Thank you all for coming.
Anybody have any questions?
Of the 28, how many of those were minors? What are under the age of 18?
We had about 3. There were 18. That was the youngest that we recovered. Yes, sir.
How many can you basically figure this whole operation? How many manpower-wise can you figure it in that? Both of all agencies.
We probably had well over 60 plus investigators, patrol officers, tactical units working with us, drone operators, other necessities that it takes to do these operations. Okay. Thank you, guys.